teach me to dance? Won't you teach me to dance? Why don't you teach me to dance?
So here we are again talking about hips and Latin. So welcome to part 2 of our movement practice. So on part 1, we talked about the 3 things that you needed to generate good Latin movement or good rhythm movement in the body. Maybe these should have been reversed. Maybe that one should have been part 2 and this should have been part 1. But in either case, here's how you do it. We're going to break it down for you today and let you practice along with us so that you can start to feel how this works in the body and generate the muscle control in order to have good rhythm and good Latin. So your 3 things are, number 1, contraction. What I want you to do, take your thumb and your middle finger, place the thumb here, right at the navel or below the navel, and rest the middle finger there, open-handed. Now, we squeeze the 2 fingers together like this. When you squeeze those 2 fingers together, you feel a contraction, a squeezing in here, just like someone punched you in the just there. Now the hard part of this contraction is we want to pretend that there's a string connected from here to the heels of your feet. As you contract here, we want to pull that string so that it contracts and it pulls your heels up off the floor. Contracts. Now, this is not a rise. You don't want to lift up in the air. This is a contraction in the body. There. So you want to practice that a few times until you can feel where that muscle movement is. Next, we'll do the hip roll. We do that by rolling a different part of the body other than the hip, because if you remember, the hip itself does not roll. The roll has to happen either in the core above the hip or in the legs below the hip. In this case, we relax the knee. There. So all of my weight in this moment is on the back foot. I relax the knee. Now I use my oblique to pull up on the longeral axis and roll the hip back as far as it'll go, and then forward. Roll back and forward, roll back and forward, coming to a relaxed place. How we want to do that for practice so that we practice both sides is release one side, roll up, release and stand. Drop the other side, pull up as we roll, release and stand. Drop, roll back, drop and stand. Drop, roll back, drop and stand. That's how you develop that movement or that rolling, that hip rolling action in your smooth and in your Latin. The last part of that movement, of course, is moving forward, backwards, or side to side, actually off the spot. We remember from tape 1 that this is an opposite action movement. If I want to move right, the energy is pushing from the left. If I want to move leftward, the energy is pushing from my right. Release. Pull up here to roll back. You push back as far as you can. Once you feel this one getting ready to let go, do not pick up the foot. Don't pick up the foot to move. Simply press downwards into the opposite foot and allow this one to press off.